Greetings! Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. And today is Saturday, and I've been doing some stuff around here, and I just finished doing something I thought was kind of interesting. And it ties in with some of the other things that we've talked about, so I thought I would expound on it a bit here. This is our garden area. And if you remember, in the wintertime, right here, I had some calves. And then we actually moved the calves off. They were the sick ones that we got from another farm. And they recovered. One didn't, actually. And then we acquired some sheep. A friend of mine, we needed a home for her sheep, so we had the sheep here. And so all we do is we just build a real quick enclosure out of hog panels and then just T-posts real quick. Put it on with wire, and it's secure enough for calves or sheep. You know, they're not real escape artists. And then we go to feeding them and watering them. And so what they do here is they deposit a lot of manure. There's a lot of bedding. And also some of the feed that they don't eat. They're real finicky, especially sheep. If something drops on the ground, they don't want to eat it. So there was a lot of it here. So I'm kind of getting ready for the garden. And I knew I had to get this stuff off of here. So this is how I dealt with it. Right? I piled it up. And I'm going to hope that in about a month, I got about a month before we even think about putting anything in here. You know, about the end of May, maybe even beginning of June. I'm thinking that what I'd like to do is see all of this stuff broke down. But it's kind of cool out now. So like my compost pile isn't really rocking, and I don't think this is going to rock either. You know, it's going to take a while for it to get going. So this is where it gets kind of interesting. All right, to get a compost pile to go, what you need is a lot of bacterial action. And the bacteria that's in the environment right now, the temperature that it's at, it's kind of dormant. You know, it's not really going very well. So I think what I'm going to do with this, if you look at this pile, if you look at that pile, a lot of bedding. I can tell you there's a lot of manure in it because the puppies went and dug through it as soon as I piled it up. And then over the top of it, I put a cap on it of just finished compost. So what that's going to do is that's going to seal it. It's going to seal it up a little bit. Then I'm going to dig a hole in the top of it, and I'm going to make a potion to go in there. So I need something that's got a lot of bacteria in it. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'll start with what's left over from making buttermilk. That's got a lot of bacterial action in it. And then I'll put some meat scraps in it. And then I don't know, maybe I'll put some fur in it off the dogs, right? And then maybe, if I can find it, some eye of newt. And I'll bring it in the house. I'll set it next to the wood stove. Got the wood stove going today. It's kind of cold. Let it get warmed up, get to bubbling. Maybe I'll put a half a can of Budweiser in there. And what else? Maybe cut up an apple and put that in. But it'll be a potion, all right. If I really wanted to get crazy, I could put some urine from a Nigerian virgin in there. That'll really get it going. But let that all start cooking, bubbling. Then I'll make a hole in the top of this, And I pour it right down in there, 5 gallons of it. And what will happen is all that bacteria is going to need to start to eat, and it will get going. So it'll get this pile hopped up. And hopefully if I can turn this a few times, I can get it so it's mostly broke down. I don't know, a month is a tough one, and but it does have a lot of manure in it, so it may. I'm optimistic, but if it doesn't, plan B is I will just scoop it up, put it in my truck, and then dump it up there in the composting area. And it will go in with my compost for next year. And then anything that I've scraped off here, I'll just cover it in with compost from last year and then get that all tilled in. So we just finished up our carrots here. What we do is the carrots, let's see if I can show this to you. We just cover the carrots up with straw, and then we'll come out and get them as we need carrots for the house. And yesterday we went through and we dug out all the ones that were left over, and there was only about, like a bushel of them or half a bushel or something. And some of them weren't in real great shape, but some of them were real nice, and they're very, very sweet. And you can see I'm getting the greenhouse ready. I got a lot of stuff growing in there. I got these hot boxes outside. I'm going to use them this year out here. And I'm going to incorporate something else out here this year that I'm pretty excited about. Is I'm adding on to my laying chicken operation, and my small chicken house, I'm going to move it over here into the garden. And then I'm going to have a series of runs that go in the walkways, and they're going to be movable. So I can, have the laying chickens right in the walkways of the garden. And the only ones that I'm going to bring over here are the ones that want to sit on chicks, sit on eggs. They call them broody ones. So this will be, the brooding chickens will be over here, because I don't think that I need to be buying laying chicks from the hatchery anymore. I really don't. So I want to get smart about brooding my own and see where that goes. Okay, well, I'm getting low on battery, so we'll check with you next time. It's Mark, Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm, so get out there and do it.